Let us withdraw our mind from all the past, whatever has happened till last moment, keeping only the learnings with us. This helps us in not to get into stories. The past is already dead and gone, never to come back. Let us withdraw our mind from future anxieties, worries. Future is yet to unfold. Let us withdraw our mind from present tensions, confusions. At this moment, we have no problem. In the present moment, no one has the problem. Normally, the problems are related to some past or some future expectations. We must also do some sadhana of watching a watch with a second hand and then watching 1 second, going back from present to past, present to past. Let us withdraw our mind from the past, present, future to the body. Body is a tool. When we scan from head to toe, automatically we have withdrawn from outside. And we are in the Annamaya Kosha. So let us scan like an X-ray machine from head to toe, toe to head. If any discomfort is there in any part of the body, we can adjust, or if it is paining, we can pay attention and heal. Let us withdraw the mind from the body to the breath. Let us take a conscious deep breath. If the mind is too agitated, we must take strong deep breaths and exhale so that the mind focuses on the breath and withdraws from other agitations. Or we can stop the breath for some time. Immediately the mind will come on the breath if it is not focusing on the breath. Let us withdraw from the breath and focus on the mind, the seat of emotions. What kind of emotions I am feeling? What kind of emotions I have felt during the day? They come, they stay, they go. If we do not identify, the moment we identify, then they stay there for long. And how the identification happens? When we share with other people, giving them a reality. Otherwise, emotions have no power over us till we give them reality. Let us withdraw from the emotions and focus on the thoughts in the intellect. Whose thoughts are coming, which thoughts are coming, how many thoughts are coming, what is the quality of thoughts. Knowing thoughts as thoughts is freedom. Knowing thoughts as reality is bondage. Let us withdraw from the thoughts and focus on who is thinking the thoughts, who is emoting, who is doing action, who is holding on. All this thing is the I am. So I just become aware of this I am. This is also a thought. So this is Pramata number 2. And prior to I am is Pramata number 1. That is the Atma Brahman, God, what we are seeking. Let us invoke Lord's grace and Guru Parampara's blessing to keep us on this path by chanting loudly. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणी निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्।
Today, thank you, Vidya. So, Radhaji and Manisha, if people are calling and asking about the new link, just ask them to click on this link. Because
who is asking?
no, because I think Some people would have maybe clicked the old link.
So we have told, we have been sharing it with people.
Okay.
Some people have joined in. But Salama is not able to join.
Just check for some time the WhatsApp if anybody is.
Yeah, I'm doing that. And I'll check right now. Only one host is there. Co-host is option is not there. That we'll do later.
Okay. Okay, so Hari Om to all. So we are doing Praman Vichaar. That is the means of knowing. So the important points what we covered till now are that for any knowledge to happen, three parameters must come together. That is the Pramata, that is the knower. The second one is the means of knowing, that is the Pramana. And the third is the object of what we are seeking or what we want to know, that is the Prameya. When these three come together, then Prama happens. A very interesting process to contemplate that how I think or I know that I know. Because we are so confident about our knowledge, and when we do Pramana Vichar, we'll come to know that whatever knowledge we have about the world, we cannot be so confident, because in day-to-day life, we have seen second factor is that, second pointer is that the Pramata, Prameya, Praman, all three change. So if some people are thinking that this is a very technical subject, it is not, because every day we use this kind of thing and we are not inquiring how I know that I know. And then we are so firm and then so rigid on what we know. Especially from today, we must not be so rigid about the knowledge what we have gathered about the world. It must be functional. For day-to-day transaction, for our job, family, we have to play our role and do. But Pramata is also changing, Praman also is changing, Prameya also changing, so Prama also will change. So that's the reason in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says that this is my opinion and this is the basis of Jain philosophy. Jain philosophy, there is a Nyaya called as Sapta Bhrungi Nyaya. What there they say is that you cannot define anything in this world absolutely. And that matches with what Einstein also has said, everything is relative with respect to the world. You cannot say something is absolute. This is like this because it will change after 100 years, 1000 years, etc. The Pramata will change, the Praman will change, the Prameya will change. So if there is a change happening, then we will not have the right knowledge. So the next question, what is our most important question in this Pramana Vichar, which is the main topic, is then what is considered as right knowledge? I think one person had asked. What is the parameter of having the right knowledge? What we will consider as right knowledge? And the sutra, what we have to by heart is Lakshana Pramanabhyam Vastu Siddhi. So we must have two parameters to have the knowledge. So Lakshana means characteristics or indicators or definition. Pointers, that is a meaning of Lakshana. Praman means means of knowing. Praman means means of knowing. Lakshana means characteristics or indicators. Vastu means object. And Siddhi means attainment of knowledge. And why we want to have this knowledge? Because Taittiriya Upanishad has mentioned, I think those who are present here today, most of us have gone through Taittiriya Upanishad, that the knower of Brahman attains supreme. So I must know Brahman. That is enough. So if I want to know Brahman, my Vastu is Brahman, my Vastu is God, my Vastu is self, Atma. And why I want to know? Because I want permanent happiness. Because world is going to give us happiness, but that will not be permanent. So here is a direct method of knowing Brahman, Atma, God. Direct method. So the sutra is Lakshana Pramanabhyam Vastu Siddhi. Now, before we go further, again, if some people are still thinking that it is technical subject, it is not. We do this every day. Suppose you call somebody at your place. First thing what you do, that visit my place on so and so date. First thing what will you do is send the address. Now address is the Lakshana, indicator of where the house is. Without address, how will I come? Some people only say, okay, come to my house, but never give a date, time, address. So unless and until Lakshana is given, how can I come? How can I reach? How can I know? So number one, in this, if this example is understood, then we are going to go further, that how this is very important. Without address, how can we come? Address is the Lakshana. Then second, suppose I get the address, but I am not having the right means. Suppose your house is in Switzerland. Now I am not having the means to come there, then I may not be able to come. Simple. The means are not there, Lakshana is there. Suppose I have the means only. I have the means. Means I have the outer means. And there also, after giving address, I think most of us in anxiety, we call up people who are important to us 2 times. You know what you do? You come there and then that big building is there, shopping mall. Then you take right and that end of the road is my house. Or, you know, there is a swimming pool. Last month we had gone to some place, that Lakshmi ji. Chembur Gymkhana, you know? Ha, Chembur Gymkhana, you know. Opposite Chembur Gymkhana is my building. Now, all these things what we are going to learn technically. This is what is Lakshana Pramanabhyam Vastu Siddhi. Now, the third thing, suppose I reach house also, I get the exact house also, but I do not have eyes to see, then I will not be able to see the house. So the means has to be right and the Lakshana has to be right. If Lakshana is wrong, that is the characteristics is wrong, faulty, then also I will not get the Vastu Siddhi, or I am not having the right means to see the Taj Mahal or to see the house or to see that particular museum, then also I will not have the Vastu Siddhi. I will not get the experience or knowledge. So in day-to-day life, we are doing every day. So now the most important question comes. This is where the Praman Vichaar starts. That is there a possibility of having the right knowledge? And, you know, when we read this, you know, we must, our head, mind, intellect bows down, surrenders with the kind of thought, the kind of Manan, Chintan, Nididhyasam, our Rishis have done and brought this knowledge to us so clearly. So much of thought they have put into this just for our clarity, that how right knowledge, for right knowledge to happen, what are the parameters? Now there are 4 parameters our Shastra is giving for right knowledge. Now very interesting thing is going to happen. Suppose when I'm going to listen to these 4 parameters and contemplate, I will come to an immediate conclusion as in this life, whatever knowledge I am proud of or whatever knowledge I am claiming, and on that knowledge I am trying to derive happiness. So we saw these 4 types of people: Paristhiti-vadi, then Karmavadi, Atmavadi, Ishwarvadi. So on that knowledge, I want to get happiness, my behavior, my relationships, and we will come to a conclusion that none of this knowledge what I am possessing is valid knowledge. None of this knowledge will be valid about the world. World means world of people, world of objects, world of relationships. So now our Shastra calls which knowledge as valid? We will see now. That is our next topic of consideration. So this we saw last time, Lakshana Pramanabhyam Vastu Siddhi, that we must by heart. And we took that example of Pramana Maharshi where we have to go in the well and that ring is fallen and I must be able to bring that ring out of that well which is very deep. And for that I must know the Lakshanas of the ring and I must also have the skills of swimming and I must also have the self-control. But all these things I have, but I do not know the ring specifications, then I will not be able to know the ring. So the Shastras are required to give us the Lakshanas of Brahman. So now we know that why we have to read Shastra, Brahma Sutra, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Atma Bodh, Tattva Bodh, this, that Upanishads we are reading. For what? Upanishads are giving us the Lakshanas and also the means for achieving it. The means is Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasana. So now what kind of knowledge qualifies as right knowledge, valid knowledge? So there are 4 parameters are coming. This is a sutra for it. Prama means now this is a right prama. Prama iti. What is prama iti? Abaditam, anadhigatam, asannigdham and smruti vilakshanam. Yathartha anubhava or yathartha jnana. This is real knowledge. That prama which is abaditam, anadhigatam, asannigdham and smruti vilakshanam. This prama is the right knowledge. Now we will discuss on these 4. 4 conditions have to be met for knowledge to qualify as right knowledge. And this, what we are talking is the vritti janya knowledge where thought is formed. Without thought, there cannot be a knowledge. This I have to by heart. That whatever we are discussing right now is vritti janya knowledge. So what is this abaditam? That which cannot be negated. So that knowledge which cannot be negated in time is the valid knowledge. Suppose any knowledge which is changing with time, changing with means, changing with the object itself is changing, that knowledge cannot be considered as valid. For example, one person we call as bad person. We go to office or we go to a new society and then somebody comes and tells us, this person, you be careful of this person, you be careful. He is a very cunning person. And then we start meeting that person once, twice, thrice. That person calls us for a cup of tea, lunch, and we say, no, that person is very good. So the knowledge, what we got from another person that this person is bad, but my experience is not showing that person is bad, or that person is bad, but later on that person has become good. Ratnakar became Valmiki. So those people who knew Ratnakar earlier, who has killed so many people, they were not able to digest for some time that how can he become Valmiki? So a person who is in jail can come out of the jail and become a sadhu. And a sadhu who is there outside, he can go into the jail doing some crime. So now very important point, why I took this example, because this is where majority of suffer with people, because we are holding on to a judgment about a person firmly. This person is this way. This person is like this. This person is like this. On what? On what is a parameter? No, it depends upon my experience. What is a parameter? To know this person is changed. A sadhu can become a daku can become a sadhu. Who knows? So, one saint has said that I must not be defined by other person's opinion. We are so much bothered about other person's opinion. So now this is one example. There we can quote so many examples. Let us take another experiment, what we do in schools and colleges. We put a pencil in a jar of water. Now the pencil is bent. The pencil looks bent. It doesn't look straight. So, but the pencil is straight only. So the knowledge of my pencil has changed. No, but I know the pencil is straight because I have seen the pencil earlier. Suppose you show a person the pencil first time in life, he will say this pencil is bent. So the means are different, the knowledge becomes different. Third example, light. In different shades of light, the object appears differently. The rope appears to be a snake. The post appears to be a ghost. Where can we say this knowledge is valid? Okay, time, that knowledge which changes with time cannot be called as valid. Not tomorrow you might say, no, the earlier earth was flat, now it is round. Now this knowledge will not change. No, this knowledge will change because if the earth is round, tomorrow there is all this planet collapse. Like a big bang, the round earth will become fragmented. And we have seen so many times universes have collapsed. So the earth is round also, that knowledge will change when there is a laya happening. The earth and all solar system and universes will dissolve and again it will emerge. Directions can be contradicted. Now we say, no, go to the right, go to the left, this is west, this is north. I am coming to the basic things, light, time, direction. Directions, what direction are we talking tomorrow? We are talking directions from the sun. When the sun itself disappears from the solar system, direction also will go. But we are so, in our day-to-day transactions, we must use this. Okay, go to the west, then go to the left, then take north, then follow this, then southwest, etc., etc. But all these directions can be contradicted. Weight. So we must be happy that weight too has different interpretation. Weight on earth is different, weight of moon is different. If I go to moon, my weight will be 1/6. No, but my weight is increasing. It is an absolute truth. It is not absolute truth. It is changing. If I change the premises, the weight will change. So now what is the conclusion coming? The conclusion is very important. What is conclusion coming out of this? That knowledge that can be contradicted or negated with time or anything, place, means that cannot be considered as valid knowledge. So first is abhaditam, cannot be considered as valid knowledge. So now what will happen is that I must think, all this knowledge about this world, situation, people, I must have this knowledge for my function, for me to function, play my role. I must not be so firm, and this will reduce our dislike. This will reduce our judgment. This will reduce our attraction towards the world because we are so firm that this world is real and it is going to give me happiness. This also is knowledge. So slowly, Pramana Vichar will come and start challenging us. Second one is anadhigatam. Anadhigatam means that which does not change with means. The mean changes, the knowledge changes. That knowledge cannot be the valid knowledge. And this example we have taken, like suppose you see my hand, you can see only few lines, but suppose you take one lens, you will see many lines. Knowledge has changed. Suppose you take some microscope, you will find some bacteria, viruses, some kind of cultures. Knowledge has changed. A biologist will come and just put one pin. He'll say, no, no, this is not skin, this is blood. Knowledge has changed. The skin has become blood, blood has become tissue, tissue has become muscle. So knowledge is changing. So if I change the means, now this is very important, because now once we understand this, we will not have that kind of question. And those people who ask that, I want to see God. But is God an object where I can see? Yes. In the dream, suppose I have a vision, that is my dream. And if God wishes, He will give us a darshan in the form what I have in my mind created about God. But God is telling us that I am giving you darshan every moment. You want in a particular form. Everything is God's. Mamai vansho jiva loke. I am there in every jiva. So now when we are learning this, we must start connecting with our Vedantic knowledge. So what is the classic example here? To know elephant, right means is eyes, not touch. So we have seen that example that 6 blind people touching the elephant and they will not get the yathartha anubhav. Yathartha anubhav means valid experience or valid knowledge. And now we want valid knowledge. We are not interested in invalid knowledge, which can be invalidated, which can be negated. The knowledge changes. To know God, senses are not the right means. Immediately I'll come to know. God is not an object. Okay, what we see outside is a manifestation of God. And if my senses are defective, mind is impure, intellect is confused, right means for knowing God, Brahman, Atman is Vedanta. That we are going to see. Among all these Pramanas, Shabda Pramana is the right Praman which will come. Even though one has eyes, but the mind is agitated or intellect is confused, somebody has insulted me and I'm listening to this knowledge, it will not give me right knowledge. And that's the reason, again and again, after understanding, after listening to Vedantic knowledge, I must not be super, thinking without cross-checking whether it is my understanding is valid with the scriptures, what they are saying. So I must cross-check, and once it matches, then this knowledge becomes, I become convinced about this. Conviction must come, and that is the purpose of this. So what is the conclusion here happening? What is the conclusion in the second? Any knowledge that changes with change in the instrument is not knowledge. First one, any knowledge which can be negated and contradicted with time by anybody is not the right knowledge. What is the third one? Asannigdham. Asannigdham is right knowledge. That which is right knowledge will not have any doubts. So doubtless knowledge is called as valid knowledge. Yathartha anubhav. Suppose I have a doubt, then that knowledge is not valid. What are the examples? Two opposing features manifest in the same object. Now you see, you just apply this in our day-to-day world. You go and talk to somebody. God, no, God is only in heaven. One sect of people will say. Another sect, religion will say, God is there everywhere. Another religion will say, God is inside me, not outside me. So even in this, we can see whole the fighting going on, because they will say, try to say that God is in the heaven, we will say God is on the earth, third will say God is everywhere. So there is doubt about God. So wherever there is doubt, then that knowledge will not be valid. So we must have doubtless knowledge. Mind oscillates between two alternatives for same object. This is like this, this is like this, this is like this, this is like this. This is lamp or lamppost or a person standing. This is snake or rope. Media news we hear with doubt and darkness. Now this classic example is this exit polls which are coming. Everybody is making exit polls and predicting. There is a doubt whether these exit polls are really the truth or whether they are close to truth or how they are doing the exit polls, how many people they are interviewing who has gone and voted, and whether those people who have voted and whether they are telling truth to them that I voted for this party. How do we know? There is a doubt. Wherever there are two views of which are equally strong, that knowledge is asandigdham. That is not the valid knowledge. So what is the third coming? Third thing coming as that knowledge which can be doubted is not the right knowledge. So suppose I am doubting whether God is real, God is unreal, God is illusory, whether this is right, that is wrong. I should hear this person, I should hear that person. No, but that person tells about Vedanta this way. This person tells Vedanta this way, confusion. Now that my knowledge will become not the valid knowledge because two opposite strong views are coming. Simple in life, should I do this or shall I not do this? Doubtful knowledge. Then the fourth one is Smruti Vilakshanam. Smruti Vilakshanam means that knowledge is not valid knowledge or truthful knowledge which is dependent on memory. Now when this comes as one of the parameter, then I start thinking that, oh, that means whatever I think and have in memory cannot be right knowledge. Because my memory will change. If a person who has read scriptures get Alzheimer or dementia, then what will happen? All knowledge gone. Sometimes the accidents happen and the person doesn't remember who is who. So memory can change. My memory has changed since I was 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 20-year-old. But we are so confident about our memory. No. This is. So now this is a very important point. The dependence, how the memory happens. First of all, there is an experience. And then that experience leaves a thought. As my experience becomes strong, then that remains in my memory. So we have to understand how the memory happens. This is a very important because this is very, very important for us because my memory is telling me I am body, mind, intellect. Hari Om, we have to listen carefully. My memory is telling me that I am body, mind, intellect. The moment I get up, I do not have to think that whether I am a man or woman. My memory is become so strong, so chitta shuddhi is required. Suppose I have a memory, then some other memory comes, some other experience comes, that memory changes. One person was doing that 30 years job of a woman actor. He started thinking that I am a woman only. Then after some time, the doctor came and cured him. That memory changed and he realized that I am a man only. So now, what is the conclusion? Very important conclusions. Right knowledge is what? That which cannot be negated with time. With time in the sense, we should not think about my lifetime. 1,000 years, 1 lakh years, 4 billion years Earth is there. Earth age is 4.5 billion years. If you go to Itihas, so many people are saying Sri Ram was not there only. Sri Krishna was not there only. That which does not change with means, that which is doubtless, that which is not dependent on memory. Now I have to sit for half a minute and think which knowledge can we call as valid knowledge then? I have created this Patte ka Bangla, this is a very classic example. Vedanta comes and removes that one patta in Upadesar, and that I am only it removes. The entire thing collapses. And that is what we want. So which kind of knowledge, what we can say is valid knowledge? Only one. So close your eyes, sit straight, and there is only one knowledge we can say without any doubt. We don't require scriptures. We don't require any guru. We don't require memory. We don't require any means. We don't require, it doesn't change with time. We have no doubt about it. And that knowledge is, I know that I am. This, whether I am an atheist or whether I am of any religion, one cannot deny that I am not. I am is the first primordial thought, first vasana or first thought. That I cannot deny. So now this, I must think, I must contemplate. Nisargadatta Maharaj says that just sit down and focus on that I am thought. That is all what you require to realize. When I focus on that I am thought, when my mind is pure and the intellect is concentrated, that I am will dissolve. And then Sfurati Rutswayam, another entity will be there, which you will say, oh, I was never an individual. I was never this person. That is what is realization. Suppose we read Nisargadatta Maharaj's realization experience, what he has worded. He has said that in that day, at that moment, somebody asked me, what happened? What changed? He told, what changed is that earlier I was thinking that I am a person. I am an individual. Now I am not a person. I am not an individual. So that sentence is very important. There is no person who realizes the self, but there is a realization that there is no person. And when I know myself, I know God. When I go in search of myself, I discover God. When I go in search of God, I discover myself. So now we have completed one topic called as type. What are the 4 parameters of forming the right knowledge? The next thing, which is our main topic, is types of pramanas. So I will just mention those pramanas today. And for this week, I have to contemplate on homework is, I have to contemplate on I am. How to contemplate? I have to just sit, withdraw from world, from body, from breath, from mind, from intellect, and ask, who am I? Now, very important, when I ask the question, who am I? No answer will come. And that is where we have to hold on for some time. And all these rishis and realized people say that you just hold on there with faith and see what happens. Direct path. So that is a homework, meditation, homework. So there are 8 valid means. Pramana. Pratyaksha Praman, knowledge by perception. Second one, Anumana Praman, knowledge by inference. Third one, Upamana Praman, knowledge by comparison. Fourth one, Arthapatti, knowledge by postulation. Fifth one, Anupalabdhi, knowledge by absence. Sixth one, very important one, is the Shabda Pramana. But which Shabda? That we will see. Which is there in Vedanta and Apta, one who is our Guru. Not any other Shabda. Atihi, knowledge by history. Sambhava, knowledge by possibility or probability. So these are the 8 pramanas. We must basically focus more on first 2. Pratyaksha and Anumana, that is where are the main understanding or the main science or technical thing happens, other thing becomes clearer. The last two we have only given as reference because we are doing this topic. Otherwise, last two are not considered as strong pramanas, but they are pramanas. So that we will see in the next session. Pratyaksha Praman and Anumana Praman. These two, suppose we understand clearly how knowledge happens, it will become very interesting and we can use it in our day-to-day life. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.